everybody. This is Bad Bubba Brewer, and this is the Triple B Unscripted. And I'm here with super producer Gary DeBar, trailer man movie action figure extraordinaire, Cable. You like how I pointed? That's not a thumbs down. It was just down.
I deserve it, Bubba. It's fine.
Well,
let's just say this. We'll introduce you, the man, the myth, the legend, Indiana County's finest. Mr. Cosmic Comic Review.
Hey, Moon Knight
am I missing
#1.
anything, Cable?
9-time concussion having.
Yeah, because I can't trim around my trees. Yeah. It's awesome.
Mark Madden hating.
Oh, sore throat. I'm telling you, Thursday morning I couldn't even talk. Friday I couldn't talk.
This man's so wild, AEW had to put new rules in for Rampage.
I'm pretty sure that happened because it wasn't there on Wednesday. Anyway, this is a good segue in. So welcome everybody to the Triple B Experience Unscripted, your weekly delight. Last week, however, we took some time off. It was a busy week. With that week, we did still work. I'm considering it work. It's not work, but it's great. But we were awfully busy with AEW. It was 2 shows in Pittsburgh, one on Wednesday for Dynamite and Friday for the first ever Rampage. So how cool was that we got to see the first ever Rampage?
Awesome.
Bubba and I and Tammy went Wednesday night to Dynamite.
She's hooked. I got her hooked. She's hooked.
I bet. Yeah, I'm sure.
And then she's hooked.
And then
she knows her wrestling now. But
Cable and I went, and Jeremy went on Friday to the first ever Rampage. But then Bubs decided, him and Tammy had so much fun on Wednesday.
We gambled.
That they went on Friday as well. So we were all there, separate seats. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see a lot of Bubs on Friday night.
Bub was very quiet and subdued because my throat was still sore.
His influence was felt.
Yeah. I see him, I'm gonna tell him.
Let me just put this into perspective here of what we're alluding at. Of course, our local radio host Mark Madden was there for 105.9 The X, and Bubba is a frequent caller.
He hangs up on me all the time.
Yeah, which I don't know why they let you through so much.
Well, they do. I get through real quick, Mav, and the question I had was a wrestling question, and the dumb son of a bitch, because he's like, I'm the super genius. Okay, dude, I don't know when last time you went on a date, so super genius. And I know he was like, I was like, look, and I know it's all a skit or whatever, but I said, hey, look, besides, because, since Bobby Eaton passed away, I said, besides the Rock and Roll Express, what other tag team would be good going against the Midnight Express? And he was like, oh, the Rock and Roll Express. I'm thinking, Tammy looks at me and she's like, that's what you asked him. I'm like, yeah, he's a super genius. And he's like, oh, the Rock and Roll Express. And I was going to say, I figured it was the Road Warriors because of the scaffold match and the feud. And maybe the Horsemen after that. I figured he would have said the Horsemen. Oh, no, Rock and Roll Express. But he's never wrong. So,
no.
As he kisses ass with Ric Flair and Charlotte and all those people, and he's an ass kisser with everybody that, IWC that went into AEW. He's just an ass kisser. Hey, he's making more money than me, but I guarantee I've had a date in the last 3 decades.
Anyway,
I got a girlfriend, so I live with somebody. Anyway, yeah.
Long story short, we see him. He's in the front row, of course, probably free. Even though he makes more money,
he does.
But he's front row. He's in his freebie seats. Meanwhile, I think he was pouting earlier on in the day that nobody from AEW called in.
They didn't get the love.
So he was a loner or whatever the heck he called himself. Anyway, Bubba saw him in the front row, and during one of the intermissions, just stood up and started screaming at him, yelling at him, swearing at him.
Yeah,
most of our section was amused by it, thought it was funny, probably agreed. But apparently, there's a section over.
Yes. Tammy told me, she's like, the section over told you to sit the F down and shut the F up. And I did not hear any of those people. And I know he heard me because the next day on his Twitter, he was like, oh, the guys, people that were yelling. Hey, look, man, I'm going to take the opportunities I can to get somewhere because you know what? Still have a good job, but if I can make it somewhere, I'm going to do it. And hey, look, man, anytime I see him, I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something.
Put it in 2021 terms.
He could take
Bubba's
his Nutrisystem and shove it straight up his ass and whatever. He gets fringe benefits because of where he's at and what he does. Just answer my damn questions is all I asked.
Before we get off the Mark Madden topic and just talk about AEW in general, I mean, I can't stand listening to the guy most of the time either. But most of the time when we go to a wrestling event, Bubba does seem to cause a scene. I find it amusing.
I don't get out much.
If Tammy wasn't there, if Tammy wasn't there, we probably
I'd have been going to jail probably. I'd have probably been in jail. I don't know why.
She's your handler, right?
She is. It takes a special person to be Bubba's handler.
Well, and the thing about it, which was funny, guys, is he was trying to high five one of the guys from Death Triangle, and he put his hand out, and the dude blew him off.
Yeah, well, he's not a mark, remember?
Yeah, he's not.
Even though his name is Mark.
He's a mark for himself. Oh, well. Enough about Madden. I'm sure I'll see him. I'm sure I'll call during the Steelers season. I'm sure he's going to hang up on me because I asked the questions that get hung up on. So, and you got to be quick because if you don't have something quick, he's hanging up on you anyway.
Yeah,
so
right.
You got to be quick. Anyway,
just real quick, we told the story about Bubba doing the whole hulking pose and the crowd popped at Lone Arena. There's been other numerous times where Bubba would intervene in shows like one of the few wrestling shows in Indiana County with Bubba Ray Dudley.
Yeah,
doing the stare off with Bad Bubba Brewer. So
I got bitched at for that too. I'm like, I was making it exciting. Leave me alone.
So Bubba just finds a way to be the center of attention. And
I'm an attention whore. I've been told this numerous times.
We know.
Yeah, it's okay. I admit to it.
Anyway.
Sneaking backstage at shows.
Hey, whatever it takes.
Yeah, pushing little kids out of the way to get their picture with the Big Show. There's been numerous times. But anyway, AEW was awesome this past week.
Great show. Great show. So much.
Crowd was. Woo, it was lit. It was on fire.
Yeah.
Lit as the young
way better than going to the WWE house show the week before, but I wouldn't have spent my money on that.
Dude, it was the best crowd I've ever, because I don't go to as many shows as you guys do. And that was my first AEW show, and glowing review from me, but that was the best crowd I've ever been a part of, hands down, in any wrestling show I've ever gone to.
Oh yeah, it was so good.
It just proves that wrestling fans are hungry for this kind of product. And
especially the guy that was 3 rows ahead of us.
Oh geez, man, I wish I would have had him on video. That guy was amazing.
That was Friday night.
He was loving it. Oh boy,
he was like that guy when Undertaker lost, like his face.
Oh, that guy.
WrestleMania. But no, this was he was just that excited. Like everything that happened, he was like so.
Actually, you know what he reminded me of is that little girl from the Penguins game where she has the cotton candy and she's going crazy.
Yeah. He was so enthusiastic. It's like the first time he's been out of his house in a year. It probably was.
Yeah, I think he had the Britt Baker towel and an AEW banner and
one in each hand.
And just going nuts. Like, I thought he was having a seizure.
And then Bubba made friends too. The couple people in front of us like talking to Bubs and.
He was from. He had. Tam said he had a breathing issue, and that's why he couldn't. That's why he had the mask on, and he couldn't hardly talk. So I was trying to understand him, and I had a hard time.
Nice kid, I saw. We saw.
He was saying Cleveland. Like he was cheering for Cleveland or something, and I was
and Bubba was.
I bit my lip because I didn't.
Me and Tammy were trying to I
wasn't going to go. Whatever.
Something going on here. Let's not.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, the shows were good, and I mean, seeing Tony Khan come out and
the man that saved wrestling.
Come out and thank everybody. I mean, you wouldn't see Vince McMahon doing that.
And watching the show, Friday night, and I've seen this at WB house shows and stuff from time to time, but every single person involved at that Rampage in a dark taping was having fun. Like the refs, Aubrey, the Dasha, I think, the ring announcer, like everybody was having a good time.
But she kept messing up names, though. The ring announcer kept messing up names Friday night.
Yeah, what?
I mean, I just caught that. No, she did, and then she.
What good are names?
I wasn't paying attention. I was
up in peanut heaven, and I was real quiet, so that's why I go, Tammy, she just messed up the name. She called Shivani, and Shivani wasn't even there. So.
Oh yeah, she did. I did catch that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, they did, and they did something different where they had a lot of local talent on their shows where WWE would have not maybe one or not even one. So
WWE likes to make them work for it, so they don't like to let them work anywhere in the vicinity of their hometown. They want them to prove that they're going to travel to go work for them. So that's kind of WWE's philosophy, where Tony Khan and AEW kind of utilize what's around them, and it made sense to do because Rampage is an hour show. It doesn't start till 10 o'clock. And so it started at 8 o'clock they started matches?
Yeah.
They had 2 hours worth of content to throw out there and, utilize the talent that's
and the crowd was hot the whole time, like from 8 o'clock to 11.
Dude, because that was dark. That was just the dark they taped before that. And almost every match was entertaining. And there were a couple that were just great.
Except for the Nyla Rose squash match. That girl got squashed.
Yeah.
That was it. I mean, Bill Collier showed up against Dark Order. That was great.
Yeah, he pulled the shit out of everything.
Spencer Slade was there. I mean,
that was cool.
That Cole Carter got his ass kicked, and he did a great job. I mean, that Cole Carter is going to be something too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and then there was a lot of them, and then you had that Lee Morality. That was great. That was the main event on Dark with that Martin kid who's flying around. That kid's going to be something. Maybe got to gain a little bit of weight, maybe, but he probably won't because it might take his high flying stuff down if he gains weight.
Yeah, especially in AEW.
Yeah, but
I mean,
they have different stuff. They have the high flying, they have the hardcore, they have all kind of stuff. So,
but I think I'll speak for everybody here and say it was 2 thumbs up for all of us.
My God, I'll always go if they're in town. I'm always going to go. Now I'm like. And I hate to say it, but WWE just doesn't stroke my rod of entertainment.
I like the way you put that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not excited. It doesn't excite me. I'm excited for AEW. I'm excited for, I was watching. You'd like this, Mav. I was watching Japan. I saw Lance Archer lose the other day to New Japan.
Yeah,
I watched that pay-per-view when I could.
I love New Japan. New Japan's great. Other stuff. I like NXT UK. That's probably the only thing WWE's got right now that's any good, and I don't even keep up with it. But anyway,
well, before we go to another thing, I just want to say that Christian Cage, Kenny Omega was the best match I think I've seen in many, many years that I can recall. That had that place blew off the chart. I mean, he was going to take it, Mav. You said that he's probably going to take it. But just electricity of that was just something else. And I've seen a lot of matches, but
I was curious how that match was going to go because I didn't know if Christian was going to be able to keep up with Kenny.
He did.
But a great worker can work with anybody, and I think Kenny really, worked with Christian's strengths. And I thought it was a good match. I did. I thought it was a good match.
Yeah. It was a great show. It was great. I watched it again on TV. That stuff was AEW's got. I even bought a shirt because you know what, guys. They had 5X and 4X shirts. What company? What wrestling company? What shirt company? You can't even get that when you go to a concert because you're screwed. I got a 4X AEW shirt because in case, I do my own laundry. And if it shrunk, you know what I mean? But still, you don't get that. You can't get that. It's hard to find good shirts being a big guy.
Yeah,
I just want to put that out there.
Well, we're already off the rails here in overtime for this. So let's move on to the next thing. We had a couple things we wanted to talk about today. AEW was definitely one.
Yes, it was.
Let's move into something we wanted to talk about last week. However, we didn't get a chance to. So Suicide Squad. So first, I just want to say thanks, Bubs, for the assist with the Suicide Squad.
The handoff.
That's right. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. I help out when I can.
I know you do. Anyway, I want your guys' thoughts and opinions on it, and we'll go from there.
Go ahead, Cable.
Loved it.
Okay.
Loved it. I'd say like 9 out of 10 for me. It's
Wow. Okay.
my favorite DC movie in the connected DCEU universe.
Okay. Well, okay. Go ahead, Bubs.
I'm going to agree with everything he said. But I believe the number one DC movie of all time in my eyes is the Heath Ledger Batman.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't.
I'm just going on the DC ranking, and then I also like the Michael Keaton Batman. That would be my top 3. But Suicide Squad is way better than the first one.
Oh,
and so overly graphic, blows Deadpool out of the water, just based on pure killing and bloody and just craziness.
Oh, it's gory. Yeah.
It felt like a comic book came to life.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm going to stop you there real quick. Okay. Let me I always like to do this. I know, we don't necessarily go by this, but let's talk about the IMDb real quick. Rating is 7.5 out of 10.
Fuck, those guys suck.
Directed by James Gunn. So just real quick on that. I think I agree with that. I don't think I loved it as much as you guys, or apparently the world did. I liked it. I didn't hate it. I thought it was definitely better than the first one, though I think it was a little out there for me.
Well, actually, the big giant starfish was actually the Justice League's first character the Justice League went against. The Justice League, that was the first character, and it's like a.
Oh, I don't. I mean,
it was a major character in DC, which I didn't think they do that. But a lot of Suicide Squad characters are real minor characters, so they enhanced that into this movie, and this is John Cena's best role ever.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, 100% agree.
He fits that role perfectly. But
he's a dick. He's a dick. So he's a dick that eats a bag load of dicks on a dick island, and he's eating dicks. That's what he does.
He would for peace. Yes.
Yes, for peace. I'm ad-libbing what he said.
I understand. I guess we're not going to make this podcast for kids on the YouTube channel. I'm going to have to definitely mark no. But anyway, yeah, no, I mean, I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. For whatever reason, it just didn't suck me in. I just think it was out there. I didn't like with the whole like Harley Quinn. When all the flowers were being, when she was. Yeah. I didn't like that. I didn't love her floating through the
eye.
Some of the stuff was just out there. The gore I liked. I didn't mind that. It
was violent.
Polka Dotted Man, whatever the hell he was called.
Minor character. First appearance in Batman 48.
I get it, but I don't even care. Well, that's good to know. So you know everything.
Well, I just seen that on a video because I watch all that stuff. I
just don't. I don't want to see Polka Dotted Man. I don't care if he was in the comic books or not. He does. I don't care about him. I just don't.
That's why he got killed. That's why he's a secondary character. They're all second. I mean, a major character is King Shark. King Shark's a major character, but he's minor in the movie.
He was probably the most over out of all of them. I think.
The Polka Dot Man, that since you brought it up, James Gunn, the director, did Guardians and everything. He said in an interview he specifically picked Polka Dot Man because he wanted to take the most ridiculous character and put him in a movie and make him mean something. And for me, he did. Like, I don't care about the character from the comics. I like that he has a comic origin. I respect that. But I legitimately felt for that character in that movie. Like, the character work for all those heroes or, people in the movie, I thought was done so well that I actually gave a shit about all of them. And when he died, I felt that. Like, I was bummed to see him die.
I did like the thing with his mom where he kept seeing, the villains being his mom. I like that. I just don't. I just a character that I just don't care to see.
But it was a double turn in that movie with the Peacemaker doing a double turn. But also too, I didn't know they had two teams.
That's the only time we've gotten to see Cena as a heel. So,
F9. Well,
yeah. Well, and the thing
until
is,
he
though,
does the
and the thing is, I haven't seen that movie yet. But the thing is, though, they had two teams and they wiped everybody out in that.
That was good.
And I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit! And I didn't even know they had another team on the other side of the
Yeah.
island, because that Amanda Walker is just pure evil. That's how she is. And
Yeah.
you know,
I didn't expect Michael Roker, formerly known as Yondu, to die so fast, because him and James Gunn are tight. That's why he puts him in all of his movies.
There were so many Guardians characters in there.
Yeah.
There was a ton. And I like James Gunn. I respect his work. I just this one.
you know when they were in the bar, they were in the bar and they had the Asian dancer.
Yep.
That was Mantis.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she didn't even say anything. She just was dancing around a pole.
Yep. Yeah,
his brother always gets roles. His brother, you know, and then the actor who was the guy with the beard and the glasses in Waller's Office, actually double thing, and he was King Shark. He was the body of King Shark, where Stallone was the voice, and he had two roles in that movie because that's what he does. He always does that. His brother Sean's always. I mean, the fucking weasel was just ugly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think I like how Marvel does it to like where it almost is believable. Like comic books can almost be believable. Like, you know, Captain America, you know, Iron Man. Like they do it in such a fashion that where like, you know, it's far-fetched, you know, this shit can never happen in real life, but it's almost believable. And I don't mind the more comic book aspect of it. I just thought it was too out there for me.
Well, they have to rewrite the comic origins of some of the Suicide characters because actually Bloodsport had his origin revamped. He was originally he did shoot Superman in the movie as he did in the comic book, but they revamped his story because he was scared and he didn't go into service. He wasn't a badass. You know what I mean? He just went crazy and stuff. But
I hate when they do that.
Yeah,
I wish they would just keep the comics and the movies there. Like, I really hate when the comics pander to the movies now because they're more popular, maybe, depending on which circles you're talking. Like, Marvel is really bad about that. They change a lot of their comic origins to match the movies.
Yeah,
now.
It's ridiculous. But I mean, that was a good character. Yeah, and he plays them good. And
the actor,
and Harley Quinn is the she's always going to be in, but I don't know if they'll do another one because they pulled it out of the movie theater because it didn't make that much money, because movie theaters now doing a situation, they didn't make much money, so they pulled it out.
Well, that, and I don't know, James Gunn's back with Disney, so I don't know how that would go anyway. I don't know how that works, but
the Warner Brothers CEO said they have plans. They've already laid plans with James Gunn to return for more DC movies.
Hey, just let him do both. Let him do both. Who cares? He's a good.
Yeah, well, I don't think DC. Well, okay, I was gonna say I don't think DC cares, but I thought Disney would be the one that.
Who cares?
Because Kevin Feige doesn't make decisions at that level, like hiring. I mean, he does, but not. But he said that he has no issues with James Gunn going back and forth because he's just a comic book fan in general. Like he's a DC fan too.
I think he's done after the Guardians, the third one anyway, I believe.
Probably,
I think he's done. That's all they're going to do with Guardians, and then he's going to be doing other stuff. And he wanted to do his Suicide Squad in the Guardians, but now he got to do a Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he did his movie that he wanted to do, and he did it to the T. And it just didn't get enough money, and I was surprised because it was actually very good. And I'm not a DC guy.
But the thing with Warner Brothers and DC, a big part of what goes into their revenue for these movies is how many people subscribe on HBO Max. I mean, that's what they're doing this for. Because if you get however many people to subscribe to HBO Max for $15 a month to watch whatever movies, like they made a good chunk of money off of Wonder Woman 2 being on HBO Max. Like they laid out how many new.
Are they going to still keep doing that? Because I mean, I know they're doing the Peacemaker TV show.
Everything that Warner Brothers is putting out this year gets released on HBO Max. So Matrix 4 in December will be on there. I mean, that's kind of the biggest one left now. There's a few other movies. And then they said 2022 they would see how 2021 went. But with the direction we're headed in for the end of the year, they may be doing it again.
They're all going to be, I think they're all going to be at home and they're going to charge us $40 a pop or 50. I think the movie theaters are probably going to be obsolete here very soon, which is sad.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
hope not.
I
A
hope
lot of
not
good,
either,
lot of
because
good times, a lot of
I
good
do like,
memories of theater.
yeah, I
so.
do like going to the movie theater,
Same.
but I just can't believe, because I mean, Snake Eyes, that movie didn't do good. And Black Widow didn't do as. I believe Black Widow didn't do as good because they killed the character off before they did this solo movie for her, and it messed everything
Yeah.
up. But
I think
Suicide
it's
Squad
the
was
pandemic.
just.
Well, just real quick before we get to parting thoughts, if they go in that direction where they're charging you $40-50, we'll just got to pile down at the Triple B Bar and Grill, and we'll all just chip in and buy the damn movie. And
I just work overtime.
So, but
I got a nice streaming system. Black Widow, the streaming system I got had Black Widow in like a day.
Nice.
Yeah, but then Fast and Furious had some Japanese movie. So I mean, it's a gamble that you take.
Yeah, right.
It's a gamble that you take. But I thought it was a real good movie. I thought it was
okay.
It was one of the best. I thought it was better, and I haven't seen the whole Justice League 4-hour thing yet. Just, you know what I mean? But I thought that was Suicide Squad. The gun version is in my top DC stuff, and I would actually see it again.
Yep.
All right, Cable, what's your final thought?
Pretty much same as Bubba. Like I said already, it's my favorite thing out of the DC EU, and it's up there for DC movies. I've watched it twice now. I like it.
Okay, good deal. All right, so let's hop into the other end of the comic book universe. Disney and Marvel released a new animated series called What If? And we're going to talk about the first episode and the second episode that was released today. We all, since we didn't get to talk about the first episode last week, we're gonna group them in and talk about both of them. Let me just put things into perspective here. What If? The first one is Captain Carter, where the first Avenger, and it got a 7.3 out of 10 stars. And basically, you know, when Steve Rogers is seriously injured, Peggy Carter comes up with the world's first super soldier. So, where do you want to begin with this? I think we all have different opinions here.
Well, let me start off with the What If series, because it was very popular, and the What If series would actually take things that happen in the Marvel comic universe and give a different story. In the first issue ever, you know, they had the thing where, you know, they made Spider-Man the fifth Fantastic Four member. So they had stories the whole way through. What if Wolverine killed the Hulk? What if Conan came to modern times? What if Venom possessed, or Punisher possessed Venom? Like, they had Volume 1 and Volume 2. Now, Volume 2 in the comic books, sometimes they had 2 parts to them. Actually, in the first volume, they actually have What If issue 10, What If Jane Foster had the hammer of Thor, which now we are going to see in a movie. And that is a very high-priced comic to get because it's coming out in the movie. I don't have that one yet. I'm going to try to get it before the movie comes out. But the stories were always good. Let's just say, and they do have Captain Carter. She has a comic. They have that character in a comic book, which I do not have. The only thing that I saw, I mean, the animation was good. The characters' voices are the original characters from the MCU, except for Robert Downey and Dave Bautista, because they didn't ask Dave Bautista. I don't know why.
There's a few that aren't.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch isn't.
He's not in it?
reprising it? No.
Oh, okay. I
Benicio
thought
del
he was.
Toro didn't come back for the Collector in the episode 2. There's a few, but
I just think that voice character actors are better at that than movie actors because they have different approaches on how to do animation, I think.
Yeah, they are, but it's nice to hear the real people come in, like, put their energy. Like, a little bit of a spoiler, I guess, for when we get into episode 2. I loved that Josh Brolin came in to reprise as Thanos. Like, I was really surprised he came in for that.
He probably wasn't doing nothing because he hasn't done. Yeah, I mean that's great. I mean, that episode was good. I mean, the first episode of Agent Carter, and the negative thing that I can see was when Steve Rogers got the power of the super soldier serum as Captain America, he wasn't flipping over cars and shit. That was the thing that he's not super strong. That's the only thing that they made her super strong.
Which
And
I
that was
think
the
was
thing that pissed me off.
yeah. I think it was just because it was a cartoon. Like if you watch anime and you watch cartoons now, like that's they just do the over the top action and
Yeah, and I'll just allude to that real quick. Like, I think that's an easy way to show power through animation.
yeah.
It's one of the and I just think that's animation. That's kind of what they do.
Well, the
But
animation was good.
my yeah, I thought it was beautiful. It was
Oh,
great.
absolutely. Yeah.
I really liked it. I liked both of them. I really liked
Mhm.
both of them. I like the different aspect of it, especially for episode 2.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool take on it. I really
Yeah.
liked that a lot. I will say this: Drax sounded terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care for Dave Bautista one way or the other, but yeah, he sounded like, oh god, yeah, that was not good. But yeah, no, I mean, we can continue to talk about 1 here a little bit more. We can go into 2 or just talk about overall. But I like them both a lot. I thought the animation was beautiful, and I like I said, I like seeing the different story, the different aspect. What I like most about it across the board is the intro where they have the Watcher. He's explaining everything.
That's
Yeah.
how he does. That's
just,
how he does in the comic book too.
that is
I mean,
just so cool that they
plus,
did that.
That's Jeffrey
Right.
Jones. Is that
Right.
Jeffrey Wright?
Jeffrey Wright.
The
Yeah.
guy was
Right.
on. He's the commissioner in the new Batman movie,
Yeah. He was in
Okay.
Casino Royale.
and he was in Westworld, but
Yep.
and he was also in Boardwalk Empire. But the voice, the Watcher always told the story in the first maybe page and a half of every book.
But I love that they did that.
Me too. And to jump on to what you're saying, Gary, a nice like the musical intro.
Mhm.
Like it just reminds me of not so much a Star Trek, but like one of the like an old maybe sci-fi show, like not an X-Files, but just like a show that gives you wonder and mystery. Like you really feel.
How about
like
Amazing Stories? Remember Amazing Stories? Maybe that's before your time.
Okay.
No,
probably before your time.
I've seen.
Yeah.
No, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
the spoken intro and then the music comes in. It just they
gives it a
killed it
mystique.
with that intro.
you
Yeah,
know?
absolutely.
I just really liked it a lot. I like it. I can't say which one I like better out of the 2. I'm gonna lean towards 2, maybe just a little bit, even though I've always loved Captain America's story.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was so cool. It just gives it a new dimension.
But she's going to be part of something at the end. That's going to be something bigger. So they're going to have like they're going to have a what if Avenger team.
That's what I was going to ask you guys. I didn't realize they were doing it episode by episode, and it was going to be, segregated like that. I thought it was going to be all of them.
Yeah, they all tell different. It's almost like an anthology in a way. Like they're each episode is.
But you think they're going to tie it together?
I don't. I haven't heard that or anything. Did you hear that, or is that just your guess, Bubba?
I think in the first episode they put Agent Carter. You know what I mean? And she got sucked somewhere, I believe, and I think it was Fury.
Yeah, she showed up in present time.
Yeah, so they're gonna do something, and that's probably going to be they'll probably pick and choose a couple of the characters, and I don't know if they can do anything with
they need
Black
to do
Panther.
something with Star-Lord. They need to do something with Star-Lord though, because
he was working at Dairy Queen.
He was at a DQ, man. That was his.
But see, like how they're all their own separate stories. There's an episode where you see it real quick in the trailer where they took the scene from Avengers in the first movie where they do the like circular shot of all the Avengers back to back. They take that shot in an animated version of it, and then like in a quick blink, it's the Guardians instead of the Avengers all of a sudden.
Which, if you haven't seen the Cable's cuts for the What If, you go into that and explain that. Yes. So and you really kind of, I hate to use the word marked out, but you really like that spot and kind of marked out whenever they did that. So yeah,
and Thor is still part of that. Thor is still part of that circle.
I didn't notice that. I only watched it for the trailer reaction the first time. I didn't rewatch it.
Yeah. I mean, and they're going to have,
Well, they're doing zombies. They're doing a zombie episode.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
doing
that was big. That
Well,
was real big. That was really big
yeah.
comic books, which I do
Well,
not
that
have
is-
because I'm not into that.
Would that go back to Captain Carter then?
What's that?
The zombies.
That I think
One-
the Winter Soldier. I think Bucky's going to be into that one. I think.
I'll probably be wrong, but I don't think they're going to tie these episodes together. I think
Okay.
each episode is its own timeline, and they're not going to come together.
See, I
But
thought
we'll see.
I thought I saw like zombies in like Nazi get up.
I saw there was a Captain America zombie, a Tony Stark zombie, where he's actually in the Iron Man armor, so it looks pretty present day.
Mm.
And then, because they cut everything together so quick, but those might have just been like Hydra agents or something, But it's hard to say because there's so many things that are cut. Like in that trailer, they had so many quick clips, and you don't know which episodes they're part of,
Right.
Because they actually haven't given like an in-depth breakdown of what all the episodes are. I know there's a zombie one. There's one where Spider-Man becomes the Sorcerer Supreme. There's the Guardians as Avenger, and then that's all I know. So it's kind of cool. Like, we really don't know what's in store, honestly.
Yeah.
And after seeing how to circle back to what you said, Mav, it's an easy pick for me. I liked episode 2 a lot more than episode 1, and I really liked episode 1. But episode 2 just, because when I saw the premise, I was like, what if T'Challa is Star-Lord? I'm like, okay, that's interesting, I guess.
That was a good take on it. It was a real good take on it.
Right.
It was cool. Like, creative. They tied it in.
Yeah, and I was like, how do we get here? I didn't expect them to have that fleshed out of a backstory of how, but seeing the Ravagers come to Wakanda and everything, like, it was a hell of an episode. And then you get Thanos in there as a face working with everybody. And then
that was something.
You could see like all the deep ramifications of that. Like Thanos turned good, so Nebula still had hair because he hadn't done all of the experimenting on her that he had done like in the movies. Gamora's not around because he didn't go around kidnapping, killing off species and kidnapping kids and stuff. So in Drax, he mentions his daughter and his wife are still alive when he's bartending. So Thanos didn't kill his family either. Like,
well, his daughter's Moon Dragon.
Yeah.
So I mean, she's coming eventually. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. So just to kind of put things in perspective for you, I think that's a consensus that 2 did better than 1. I think it got an 8.6 out of 10 on the IMDb. So
because he wasn't flipping cars over, that's why.
I don't know if that's the reason. I
don't know.
I don't know. I really like that take on it. I thought it was really good.
Well, you're going to see a lot of different takes on What If because everything is due to the movies that they had. Because What If did events in Marvel Comics. Now you're just seeing different ways of the MCU in the What If.
Okay, so how many episodes are we getting? Does anybody know? 10. Okay. Because I like it.
They did confirm there will be a season 2.
They're going to do a lot of stuff. They just hired somebody out of Kevin Feige to do the Marvel animation stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw a headline that said Disney Plus wants to work with Pixar more. So did Pixar have a hand in this?
They're going to do something. I watched a video where he's leaving other people do this stuff, and his guy that was under him is going to be doing the animation stuff because they have to compete with DC because DC, in my opinion, blows them out of the water on the animation stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So
not that I follow anything that DC's done lately animated wise, but I know back in the day for sure that DC blew Marvel out of the water.
They still do right now, as of right now.
If you throw on a DC animated movie, it's as good as a live action movie.
Yep.
I mean, it's better than DC's live action movies, but it might almost hold its own against a live action Marvel movie. They're good, and they keep the canon. Like their animation's really a good studio.
Okay, so but I tell you what, this What If really holds its own animation wise, and I think story wise. So kudos to them. Maybe they're trying to turn it around the animation wise. So
they need to.
Yeah, because when Disney bought Marvel, on the Disney Channel, they started doing some Marvel shows. They had an Avengers cartoon called Avengers Assemble,
That was good.
Hulk and the Agents of Smash, then the Guardians, and then there was a Spider-Man. I can't think of what the first one was called.
It was Unlimited or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, yep. And those, they were all solid, but I mean, they didn't hook me enough, to keep me invested for years and seasons worth. But they were decent.
The Avengers had me hooked for the first season, and I dropped off because that's when the villains are all escaped the raft and the vault and stuff, and they incorporated it with animated voice characters, and I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, I think I watched until almost like in between 2 and 3.
Yeah, but we'll just have to see.
I'm excited for next week. I'm already 2 episodes in. I'm enjoying the series more than I thought I was going to, which it went from me having almost no buzz for the show to watching the trailer and having a good bit of hype for it to actually seeing it and really enjoying it. So,
yeah, I mean, I really didn't know what to expect out of this.
Yeah.
I thought the animation looked good from just the trailer and stuff, but no, I like it. It's really creative in how they do it and they tie it together. So sometimes when I try to do this with wrestling and WWE in particular, but sometimes you have to just take it for what it is.
That's what if right there.
Yeah.
What if they were good?
Take it for what it is. Not read too much into it. Meet them where they are.
You don't have high hopes.
Yeah. And then you're not disappointed. But with WWE anymore, it's off the rails. But regardless, my point was, I didn't know what to expect, and I really didn't want to expect much or assume much. But it meets my expectations.
Yeah,
I'm happy with it.
Well, then I know you didn't like 1.
I didn't like 1 because she was more. She had super strength, and Captain America does not have super strength like that. I mean, he's a great hand-to-hand combat technician, and that's what I want to see. And don't get me wrong, I love Captain America just the same as you do. And I'm okay with a female being Captain America, but now how can Steve Rogers not flip over tanks and cut stuff up, but she can? Like, I don't understand
he's
that.
not animated.
Yeah, I think
he was.
I think it's one of those things where that's just an easy way for them to show strength, power, super,
Yeah, I don't think it was ever a comparison thing. Like if they had an animated Steve Rogers with the superhero soldier serum, super soldier serum, jeez, he probably would have been flipping all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Well, even when he was animated, he never did any of that though. Even in all the history of him being animated, he never had super
but
strength like that.
Canon too,
Yeah, I know.
But
anyway, let's just do it out. Let's just. Hates women.
He doesn't hate women.
No, I love women.
He loves women.
I love them. Why can't we have the same strength that she had? That's all I'm asking.
I know.
He's just jealous of the.
Yeah, Steve Rogers. I mean, Captain America. The original Cap didn't flip cars over. I was like, man. He went toe to toe with the Hulk. You know what I mean?
See, that's one of those things where I go back to you take it for what it is. You don't read.
Yeah, I know. I read too much into stuff. I always do.
Yeah, well, you're a comic book guru, so that means a lot to you.
I always take people on their word too sometimes, and that screws me over too. So I'm so kind-hearted. Then I get screwed over, so I shouldn't do that either.
Oh,
Captain America did.
Who's he putting digs in on now?
No.
Usually I'm picking up what he's putting down. This one I don't even know at this point.
I'll tell you.
We must have let him down at some point, man.
Maybe he might
not
be
you
mad
two.
at me.
It ain't you two.
But he did.
Anyway, let's
Civil War. He did stop a helicopter from taking off with his bare hands. So there you go.
Oh, okay.
And it's
he didn't flip it though. He didn't flip
it.
Right.
That's right.
But anyway,
damn it.
So, and a man that admits that he's wrong. How can you not?
I'm never right anymore.
But he's like depressed tonight.
No, I'm good. I'm not depressed. You're right. Yeah, he had to hold a helicopter, so he had to have strength. If I held a helicopter, it'd be a Fisher-Price helicopter, and it wouldn't be whatever. But I guess you're right. I didn't think of that. Damn it, I missed that one.
But gentlemen, we are at time, so let's do wrap-ups here real quick. Parting thoughts, Cable?
Loved AEW, loved Suicide Squad, loved What If. It was just a big love fest last week
He
because I stayed away from WWE.
He just had a hard on for a week. Let's just.
I did.
All right. Bubba, what about you, my man?
Well, I loved AEW. I do like anything Marvel because I'm a Marvel guy. I did like the Suicide Squad. I'm also liking it. The Steelers are 2-0 in preseason, and I can't wait till we start talking about that because we will. And what we're doing now is it's going to be on the YouTube, not on Facebook, because I'm going to be smart. So if people want to hear me go crazy, they got to watch it. They got to subscribe to the YouTube channel and get all this content, because we're the only people that I know that has different content and all different kind of stuff. And the three of us have a lot of good stuff. So
you could say we're all over the spectrum.
Yeah,
we are.
we are working hard, and I hope people respect and admire that, and at least give us
and we're just trying to be entertaining. We're just trying to be entertaining and just give us a shot, because I know people on Facebook are like, hey Bubba, hit like on this, the croquet tournament 2021, and do this. And I do, because I try to give respect to everybody, and hopefully they give the same respect to the three of us, and just give us a chance and actually listen to what as entertaining as we can be. It's 45 minutes of your time, people, and you can do it while you're in the car.
Well, what's also frustrating is, like, you put out a poll to do something fun, like a watch along, and you have to really get on people to vote.
Well, you gotta, and that's why it's hard. You got to try to. I do it on my social media, try to get them. You know what I mean? And we do stuff on Idiot Radio, and we're doing stuff, and you just got to keep trying, because the United States of America was not built in a 10-day period.
A wise man once said,
I just made that one up. I don't know.
That's what I'm kind of alluding to.
It's Lewis and Clark. We're Lewis and Clark, but there's three of us in a canoe. So I'm on the one side, and it's tipped up this way because you guys are up here, and my weight tips it up.
We're like the Chris Farley version, the Almost Heroes or whatever it was.
Anyway, my final thought is, I loved AEW. I love spending time with you guys. That's an awesome break. And Suicide Squad was okay for me. And I love What If. So mostly loves all around for me.
It's a win. It's a win for us.
It is. It's been a good week. However, it is time to sign off. This was the Triple B Experience Unscripted for this week. And thank you all for watching. And please subscribe and check out our social medias. We're all working really hard. Please just give us a chance.
Give us an opportunity, and we will entertain you. I guarantee it.
Especially during football season.
I guarantee it.
Look out for Bubba's OnlyFans.
Wait till Pittsburgh upsets Buffalo first game. You heard it here first, people. You got to get on the YouTube channel to hear it.
Yeah, you're only going to hear it here, I think.
Okay, smart ass.